Hey YouTube, Erin here with another sister to sister LARP related video. I have been putting off 2 sewing projects for quite some time, and I figured, you know what, it's time to get on that. It's time to finish those projects because there are only 5 months left till Bicolline, and I am so excited. I've almost completed my kit, my garb, all my armor is here, so I'll do a video sometime soon highlighting all the pieces that I bought for fighting, and then also I have gotten a lot of new garb since the last video that I did. As you can see, I am in one of my new dresses today, and that is because I have the house to myself. And whenever I have the house to myself, it's just a grand opportunity to get into garb, and break it in is my excuse. But I have my coffee, I have my sewing machine. Let's get started. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. So the first one I'm going to do is this handy dandy cloak that I sewed forever ago. My favorite part about this cloak so far, I love the color. It's the same material that I got for my previous cloak, my gray one. But I bought some different clasps that I really, really like. So I'm just gonna sew up the armholes, and that is all I have left to do on this bad boy. I probably have my orchestra face on, but I do that while I'm playing piano and while I'm singing in choir and things, and I look back at those videos and I'm just like, oh, that does not look good. That does not look attractive whatsoever. So it's always weird when I'm editing to look at the playback and see what my facial expressions are. Armhole 1 is finito. I am completely satisfied. There is so much fabric making the hood, and I am just a sucker for the really big voluminous hoods. It was a very successful sewing shenanigans, and I am very pleased with how my second cloak came out. I probably don't need more than one, but you know what? I am excited to test out embroidery. I'm going to put embroidery around the hood, around each sleeve, and then probably in the corners to kind of do sort of a sunburst of flowers and other leafy things. So updates on that later. This is the padded gorget that I am going to sew now. It is not double-sided, it's just that I was using scraps from both of my cloaks, and I probably am gonna stick myself, so I shouldn't do this, but you know, it's gonna go like this, and then I have a belt that I'm going to attach here. I'm mostly just trying to protect the part where my neck meets my shoulders. So this is more of an experiment. I'm not really riding on this like to work. If it does, yippee. If not, it was scrapped. So cross our fingers and see what happens. How am I supposed to work, huh? How am I supposed to work when you're so cute? Well, maybe I can sew like this, right? Can I sew with a kitty on my lap? Anna, come here. Don't bite the books. You have a bad habit of biting books. Come here. Fluff butt. Alright, so it now, quilted wise, looks like this. Now the belt that I'm using is one that I got over in the Philippines forever ago. And even though I love it, I haven't really used it ever, because none of my clothes actually are conducive to this really pretty latch. But I wanted to use this one so that I could latch it. Maybe. There we go. And it'll stay really well. Like this is a good quality belt. Alright. Now to attach the belt. What do I do with the belt? There it is. Okay. I'm not losing my mind. Right, kitty? Alright, so I'm going to have the edge of the pretty metal be right there. Where are you going? You can't be back there. Stop it. Hey, you. gonna get electrocuted. Come here. No, don't purr at me. We're not fun. Come here. Come here, Stinker. Ugh. Now, sit in a chair and be good. We'll see if these scissors can cut through this. Oh, well that was easy. Never mind. No question about it. So as weird as it sounds, I think the best way to do this is to hot glue and then just sew like loops over that. If this doesn't work, again, it was an experiment. So the whole reason for this little sewing project was the fact that my pauldron comes up to about here on my shoulder. So whenever I raise my arm, it kind of, you know, glides into my neck. It's not terribly painful, but I think after 6 hours on the battlefield, it'll start to get a little sore. So this is just to give it a little extra padding between my skin and the really, really hard leather. And I think it'll do its job. All right, so working on the first of the embroidery on this project is stitching that kind of mimics the look of antlers. And while I watch Lord of the Rings.
Gentlemen, we do not stop till nightfall.
What about breakfast?
Well, we had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
I don't think he knows about second breakfast, babe.
What about elevensies? Luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, supper. He knows about them, doesn't he?
I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, being a hobbit would rock. Like, I guess I always say I want to be an elf because, hey, awesome ears and cool clothes, but honestly, the hobbit life is probably the life for me. I am super, super pleased with how this came out. I think it looks quite a bit like antlers, and I don't know, just it feels very whimsical now, and I absolutely love having embroidery. I'm not entirely sold anymore on whether or not I want to do more embroidery in the corners. I still might do something over the top of the hood, but I don't know, it just looks so nice. I don't want to ruin it. Don't roll your head. Isn't that the phrase? Anyway, update. I'm happy with it. First embroidery project is finito. I'm making a leather pouch to put my emergency stuff in, so like band-aids and a sewing kit and I don't know, chapstick, sunscreen, that kind of thing. I wanted it to look a little more, I don't know, authentic-ish, because the one that I have is pink and purple, and that is anything but medieval. So it's taking forever though. This pocket seriously took me 2 hours because I don't have an awl, so I have to punch the holes by hand just with this really, really super thick needle, and whew, that is a project. Who do you choose, Greta, from Lord of the Rings? Top 3.
Faramir, Merry, and Gollum.
Weirdy. I do not like Galadriel. She gives me the heaves.
Appointed to you,
I like Amber.
and if you do not find a way,
A lot. If I can't be Eowyn, I can be your sister-in-law, right?
I know what you must do.
They act like they're getting electrocuted.
That's just another example of men overreacting.
Yo, look, it's done. It took 3 days and a pair of handy-dandy fishing pliers, but I finally stitched my own emergency leather pouch by hand. So inside I have needles and other sewing supplies like buttons and spools of thread and hooks and eyes and stuff. You know, in case of wardrobe malfunction, some extra trim for one of the dresses I have. And then things like sunscreen, chapstick, band-aids, Q-tips, that kind of thing. Just always be prepared, right? But now it is complete. So thanks so much for staying with me through this entire crazy sewing process, but I got 3 very, very important major things out of the way. 5 months till Bicolline, and I am almost completely ready to go. So without further ado, sister to sister, out. Got peanut butter in your teeth?